Hi everybody, Jo here. How exciting. Here we are, day one of our Hallaganza. We've got fabulous videos to share. The design team, Tracy, everybody at Lavinia HQ worked so hard to bring this event together. So I do hope you'll join in with all the fun. Now today, I thought I'd share this design with you. So I'm just going to give you a bit of a closer look, and I love the snow look. This is the beautiful crystal paste from Sizzix, and if you've not used it before, it just makes the most fabulous snow. And I'm starting with a piece of multifarious card, and it's the A5. And we're going to come straight in with the sticker stencils, set 9, and we're going to come with graphite. So I'm using the elements, my larger brush, and what I'm doing, always in the lid look, and we're just going to come round just to get that basic shape. Now you can, if you're worried about coming down here, you know, you can always put a piece of your lovely Lavinia low tack tape. So I'm just creating that general dome shape. And I like to do that. And at the sides, look, little tip, just come in with your brush sideways and you'll find it'll just give you that much, almost starts getting that shape round the top at the dome and then sideways. And that's all I'm going to do with my graphite. Then going to come in with dark denim and a smaller brush. I'm going down to the number 3 brush, and we're just going to give some shape to the whole piece. And we're going to use the innie bit now. And Tracy's designed it. Wow, she's so clever, isn't she? That if we use this bit, look, and take it to the 2 points here and here. And again, I'm just going to pick some ink up from my lid, look. And just gently going to come in from the side. So as I say, darker colour, and this is just going to give me more depth. And again, smaller brush, I'll get more concentration of my ink. So I have changed colour. And if we just lift that off now, you see we're beginning to get that shape at the base. So if we bring in and just put the 2 pieces there and there, you'll see exactly where they need to be. And again, just come in, taking the ink from the lid, and again, I'm coming in from the side, look, and using a side, a sort of a sweep across. And then across the middle, but always going darker in the corners. And it's little things like that that'll just help it look more believable. It's just using your light and shade. So you want that more intensity of colour. And again, that's where your smaller brush helps on those corners. So I'll lift that up. So you see how we've instantly got that shape. Now what I'm going to do is I just want a touch more colour in here. So I'm not going to add any more ink on my brush. Just going to use it to bring that colour in a little bit. And I can pick some up off the sticker stencil, look. You might as well use that ink. And that way I can just do a little bit of picking that up. Right, happy with that. And then we'll just add a little bit to the sides. Again, I just want to darken these sides. I'm not going to overdo it. And again, I'll add more at the base. And once you've done a few of these beautiful globes, it's amazing how you just sort of get in a routine for what to do. Now I'm just going to add a little bit more in this corner because that's where I'm going to stamp my foliage. And I'm just going to get my circle mask and I'm going to add the moon, and I'm just going to pop that there. Now I like to turn mine upside down just because I find it easier so that I can hold it and I can come in from the base. And that way I've got the most ink on my brush and it'll give me that lovely depth because you want it darker at the bottom anyway. And as I'm using that ink up, just come back round to the top. And I won't add any more ink. I'm just going to blend now those edges, just fuzzy them a little bit so they're not as obvious. And again, often when you haven't got much ink left on your brush, I find that's the best time to just do that blending and that fuzzying. Now I'm going to add my hill mask, but I'll do that after my stamping. So I'm going to come in with the street light. Now I love this. Obviously I'm using this as like a Christmassy theme, but this will work all year round. And I think we've got so many stamps that you can use with this. Think of the scenes you can build up. Now, my stamping today, I'm just sticking to the Nocturne. So that's the black. I want to keep it almost monochromatic, but I didn't want it too grey, so hence I've added the dark denim. I'm just going to put this sort of in the middle there. And it's, look at that, absolutely beautiful. Now I'm going to bring in our lovely, I'm looking because Annie and Edward, you know what I'm like for renaming stamps. So we'll stamp Edward first, and he's carrying a lamp and Annie's got a little candle on a holder. So we'll pop Edward over here looking up. And again, he's a silhouette, so I'm just letting that ink soak in. I'm not being in too much of a rush to lift it up. And especially when you're doing something like this, a recording, I mean, I get very nervous. So, you know, it's easy to lift it up too quickly. So here's Annie. And as I say, she's got a lovely candle. Now, these two, although they're in a set, you could easily use them on their own. And I think of the lovely little scenes. I mean, if you wanted to do a little bedtime, almost storybook for a child, I mean, these would be so useful. So we'll give her lovely now. And what we're going to do now is, I thought that is fabulous for hanging. And we've got a lovely stamp set called Small Lanterns. I'm just going to hang the lanterns from here. So I've got the round one first. I'm thinking I'll put that aside with Annie so it's opposite, because Edward's got a round one there. But can you see the very long, which is perfect because they're beautiful when hung from trees. So I'm just going to put my piece of copy paper there and then just hang that lantern there. Now, if there's a little gap, it doesn't matter because I've got my black fine liner and I can just add it on. But phew, we were okay. So we'll find the other one. These, as I say, beautiful. You can hang them from trees, from foliage. So this one, I want it just slightly higher. I don't want to come down as far. So we'll pop that there. Lovely. And then I'm going to add some stamping up here. And we've got a gorgeous mini mistletoe. But I'm thinking we can just put a sprig of that up here. And again, just because we're going over the edge, I just wanted to make sure that was nice and firm. And then in with our mini holly. So I'm just going to add some mini holly down this edge. And I'm just going to do a combination of first and then bring in some second generation, just so we've got a bit more variety. I just think it adds a little bit more interest. And again, just building the shape round. So if I turn it round, so I just think I'll have one more first here. And then I think we just need a second and maybe a third just to frame that. What's about one more just there? Now again, I don't want to overdo it. There. Right, definitely stop there. But what I do want to do is just add some at the front here. So we've got a nice little shape of holly here. So we'll just, and again, just first and second generation. And I just want it coming because I'm going to put my little tag on here. So I want the holly coming out either way, you know, a little bit like a flower arrangement. So I've got my lovely little tag. I've cut one of the Sizex tags that I'm just going to pop here with the sentiment. So, and then I'm going to bring in our lovely mini hill masks, and we can just add a little bit of scenery now. So let's have a look. See, I don't want an up there, I want a down. I think that would look nicer. So yes, I think that shape. And what I'm going to do is we use the dark denim. So I'm going above, so I'm adding the sky. Now I've not added any more ink yet. I want to see what sort of colour I get, because I can always add some. So let's have a look. We'll hold it and just lift it up. Just a tiny maybe. So if I had a tiny and come from the corners. Don't want it to be too dark. Yeah, that's nice. And then we'll just add another. Oh, I don't want to chop her head off, look. So just think. So maybe. But it doesn't have to go right across, does it? So maybe we'll just have a little bit of a hill. We just want to give that idea of that shadowing in the snow. A little bit there. And then we can just put a little bit up here. And then we'll add some just under their feet. Right, Edward and Annie. So just under the lamppost, look. We'll add a little bit of shade. And it just grounds it. And again, we'll get that idea because we're going to add some snow as well. And it just gives it that little bit more atmosphere. And then just to add some colour, I'm going to come in with my lovely pastel pencils. And we've got, Tracy's put lovely little dots so we know where the darker of the colour will be. So I'm just going to come in with orange and add a little bit of yellow. Now I just want to be mindful, we've got ink on here, look, and if I lean on there, I'm liable to get ink on my hand. So I just want to try and minimise that. Now I'm just going to blend this. This is just a biodegradable cotton bud. But then I just want to blend a little bit of the colour, just so it looks like we've got that lovely... And again, it's pastel. And I'm not doing the whole picture in pastel, so I don't need to fix it. This just smudging it will fix it enough for the amount I'm using. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on these. We'll add the yellow. And I think just round her candle, look. Just gives it that little glow. Then I'm coming in, this isn't a white, it's sort of an off-white. And then just again, just smudge it. If you're worried you've put too much colour on, just smudge it, it's so forgiving. And then while we've got them out, we'll get the white. I'm just going to add a little bit of white, just some little details, and I'm just going to come down. Again, I'm not overcooking it, just a little bit. We'll give her a little bit of shape on her dress. Now you could use your gel pen for this. Again, you just go with whatever you're comfortable with. I mean, you don't even have to add the highlights. Not everybody likes adding the highlights. Again, it's nice because we're all different, aren't we? I just think it looks a little bit more 3D. They come a little bit more to life. Signal, this is the metallic marker. Now, I'm going for gold berries. Now, I know some of you might say, Jo, we don't get gold berries, the red berries. I know that, but to me, this is a magical dome. But what I'm going to do there, that's my lovely mistletoe. So I am going to come in with my white. But I just think I wanted to keep it sort of monochromatic. So I didn't want to add bright red berries. I might have a go with another one and have red berries. But I just thought for this, I'd add the gold. And I'm going to use the gold pen as well, just to bring on a little bit of hint on the metalwork here. And then just, we've got this lovely line on her dress, look. And the same on here. Now, I was saying before, if you wanted with your black fine liner look, you could put some little bows just on the string. Now, what I do want to do as well is I've got my lovely tag, and this is from the Sizex, the tag set. And I just want to stamp one of our lovely seasonal words on here. And the joy fits perfectly. So we'll do that. Now, it might be you want to leave this without a sentiment. Again, that's fine. I just thought the little tag, I love these little tags. And to be honest, they're a great way of using your offcuts. And then with my grey, just going to go over the whole tag. And then with my little brush, I'll just see. No, need a bit more colour. I always like to see what's on my brush anyway, because you never know, you might have enough on there. And we'll just come in and add a little bit of colour just so it all matches. Again, you want that lovely cohesive design. Don't know about you, but I do run out of room on my desk. Are you the same? So, some Posca splats now. Give it a good shake. And we'll just have some Posca snow first. And that's why I've left the mask on. It's important I leave the mask on. And again, I'm just directing it. Right, I don't want to overdo it. And then I'm going to take the mask off, and I find the best way to take the sticker stencil off is I just bend my card slightly, look. And if I bend the card away, then the sticker stencil pops up and then it just glides off. Now to clean it, because I know a lot of you ask, I just give mine a quick spritz with water. Damp cloth. And then give it a dry. There we go. And then back on the acetate, look, back on there, and keep it nice and safe. We'll put it up there. And I just want to ground this here, so I'm just going to see if I've got a little bit of ink left on my brush. Like I say, I do like to see what's left on the brush before I actually add any more. So I used the grey first, the graphite. There wasn't really much, but this little brush, look, we've got enough there just to ground it. And again, I just think that helps with the whole design. Now, we've got our lovely sticker here, our lovely label, and I'm just going to use a couple of foam pads on the back. So I'm thinking that will just look lovely there. And what I'm going to now do is add some of this beautiful Sizex crystal paste. Now, this has a lid on. Just don't want to take it off over my work, just in case I get any little bits. And this is fabulous and creates the snow look. And I find my palette knife is just perfect for just dabbing it on, and it dries hard. I'll just add a little bit here on the top where it would land. Think about the snow. But you can see how we do it, and just add a little bit to the foliage here. And then I'm going to add some to the top of my tag. So it's as though my tag's been there and it's snowed, and the snow has just caught on top of that tag. And this will dry if I bring my finished one in. It does dry raised. And if you can see that, beautiful and sparkly, and it's hard to touch. When you pop it back in the jar, pop your lid back on, keep it airtight, and honestly it'll be perfect next time you lift that out. So we'll bring this back in, and we're nearly done. I've just got one of my crafty yarn threads, and I'm just going to make myself a bow. So I'm just going to make 2 little bunny ears. Pop one in front of the other, then take it round, bring it through the gap, and that way then you can decide what size. Now obviously that's too big, so I can manipulate it, pull these, pull the bow tight. I think that's about the right size. And then I'm going to come in with my lovely bippity boppity glue and just fill the little hole there, and then pop my lovely bow there. Now, I do hope you've enjoyed that. Do you know what? There are so many lovely scenes that you can create in your lovely domes. And all I've done here, just to show it off to the full, I've just popped some card underneath. So enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you enjoy watching all the videos. You take care, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.